welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, give it a stretch. Oh, so that last break in between the two ciphers today was a pretty productive one. So, first, welcome to untilit.works, a thing I made mostly for myself to be able to work on projects and things that I want to get done, because I'm the type of person, if I don't make time, I'll never find time. And by doing untilit.works, it allows me to work on projects, kind of like this thing that I'm holding up. So this is a sample of thing. Earlier in the first cipher, which is a 3-hour block of time, each cipher consists of sessions. There's work sessions and break sessions. So during work sessions, I work on things like this. So I'm into 3D printing, and I create like a business to be able to create like merchandise for different artists. And one of them, and so this is it here, right? It's not going to be these colors. These are just test colors, right? I'm just printing them or whatever, right? To try to get everything fitting together. And so when I printed this, I don't know if you can see it because it's black, but there's like a hole right there. And so the model, I just fixed it, should fill that hole. And then also, so the thing is that these come out. It's like coasters. These are coasters, right? And if you can see here, for whatever reason, I did them like at an angle, which was, I thought it would be cool, you know what I'm saying? But as you get down to the bottom, like, so you pull that one out, cool, pull out another one, gets a little bit tighter, you know what I'm saying, because of those angles. Do the other one, so it gets a little bit worse because of that angle. You have to kind of like screw it up. And then the bottom one is just kind of like, yeah, you have to kind of get your finger under there and take it out. So now with the angles being straight, I straightened these angles out. So it should be able to easier just to like take out, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm hoping. And that's what, so that's what I did during like, just for the past break in between the ciphers. So I got that done, and that's totally backwards. And that's another thing. You have to put them in the kind of right order or they look weird, right? And so what I'm gonna do is when I print them, I'm gonna put like little numbers at the bottom, and so you'll be able to kind of tell like the order that they should go in when you get them and stuff. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on. And so did I do this right? Nope, that's really not the right side. And so yeah, so again, welcome to untilit.works. So these are the type of things that I work on, because if I don't make time, like I said, I'll never find time. And so, and when I originally did it, right, I just had like 2 slits on the sides. I was like, I didn't really like that. I kind of wanted to look continuous. And so when it prints like all in the same color, it should look continuous, and it'll be able to just kind of pull out. So, you know, I'm learning more and more. Oh yeah, I have it right here. So yeah, so previously it was just like the 2 slits there. And see, the thing is, like, my fingers kind of was enough to be able to pull them out, sort of. But I was thinking, oh, it might be kind of, it won't be a great experience for folks. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to make it all on one side. And so that way it's easier to pull out. So yeah, but yeah, stuff like that is what I'm working on. That's the final prototype that I need. I got like 4 other prototypes of other things that I want to kind of showcase to the client, and so they can see and maybe order some samples so they can see it themselves. And yeah, so that's how I'm able to get stuff done during these sessions. And so, like I mentioned, there's work sessions and break sessions. Work sessions are 45 minutes, heads down, working on, trying to make some progress. Break sessions are these, where I'll pop up on the video to remind you to take a break, get up, walk around, drink some water, and or sit here, watch me talk about something I found on the internet. Either way, let your mind not think about the thing you're just focusing on. Give it a chance to relax. So So, like I mentioned, I'll pop up on the screen to remind you to take a break. If you ever come to the site in the middle of a break session, the video may look like it's frozen. That's because browsers allow for autoplay video with audio. And that's why the notice they're saying may need to click play to start the stream. Next to that is the open close caption button. I'm using the speech recognition API that's built into Chrome browsers to turn my speech into text. So if you click that button, a space will open up next to the video, and hopefully the words I am saying will be transcribed accurately and placed in that space. There's 2 buttons. Don't worry about them. They're broken. I'll fix them at some point. There's a countdown timer counting when the next work session will start. And then if you'd like to join to chat or ask questions, there's a button and a link to do that. All right, cool. So that is the break session. The work session will look something like this. And it's not bad. Well, see, it's going to take like a couple of hours, I think, to print. Yeah, it's like 2 hours, just 2 hours to print all the pieces. And luckily, I have multiple printers, so I'm going to put the holder on one, and then the other ones on another one, and should be done right before it gets too dark. And I cannot. This new time change. This is not new, but the time change. I always hate this time of the year where it gets so dark so early. Like, it's getting dark now. It's terrible. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting a little bit of energy from my solar panels. It's terrible. So with all that being said, this is what the work session will look like. Something similar. Now, in the upper right-hand corner, if you check out subscribe, it has a list of all the upcoming ciphers you can subscribe to get notified when we go live. On the left is an audio player, so if you want some tunes while you're working on, you can do that there. Here towards the center is the to-do section where it says add a task. You type in your task, hit enter or the plus button, and it'll add it to the list. Now, you can edit the task by clicking the text. You can delete it by clicking the X button. Or if you want mark it complete, click the checkbox. If you click done, the header done, it'll show you all the things you got completed. Yeah, and then if you click the Twitter icon, it'll open up Twitter in a new tab or window, and it'll pre-populate a tweet listing all the things you got done with like check marks in it. For me, it's like a nice way of seeing visually all the things I got done today, and knowing that even if I don't get to anything during the week, at least I know I put in some time and made some progress, right? So that's there. Over on the right hand, we have a column where the top is a countdown timer, counting when the next break session happens, again, like 15 minutes after the hour. View tutorials we'll come back to. Well, no, okay, we'll do it now. View tutorials. So if you don't have a thing that you particularly want to get into, and you heard that web development sounds pretty cool, but you don't know where to start, I have links to Free Code Camp and the Odin Project. And from what I've seen from the curriculum and what people have told me that have gone through them, I think if you complete those programs, you'll have a good understanding of what it takes to do web development. And then from there, make an educated decision on whether or not you want to spend more time and or money in pursuing it. Now, those are there. But if you're already into web development and you're looking for some like cool projects, some tutorials that you can like start and finish and have a pretty interesting project to where maybe you extend it or come up with something brand new because your creative juices are going, I have links to 3 tutorials that go to the Vonage developer platform. Now, I'm a JavaScript developer advocate at Vonage, and part of my responsibilities are to look over tutorials. So, for example, one of the tutorials is at the end, you'll have a web application where there's an input box and a call button. You put in your real world phone number in the input box, hit call, and your real world phone will ring. Now, I have one that's the opposite, where you get a virtual number. You link that to the real world, you link that to the web application that you create following that tutorial. And from your real world phone, call that virtual number and your web application will ring and be able to have a conversation back and forth. Then there's one where like 2 users like log into an application, they log in, and one can call the other through the browser and have a conversation back and forth. So I think those are pretty cool. You can check them out, like I mentioned there. Hako, we'll come back to show and tell sign up. If you want to come up here and talk about something you found interesting on the internet, feel free to do so. Show and tell sign up will walk you through that process. And then Hako. Hako stands for help a coder / creator out. Is a thing I made that if you ever get stuck working on what you're working on, you can create a Hako, which is a room that you can then invite people to join the room. And the hope is to together as a collective, you'll be able to come up with the feedback or the help or the solution on the thing that you're working on. So if you click View Hako, it shows you all the different Hakos that have been created. You can click the creator's name to open up Twitter or GitHub, depending on what they logged in with, to check out the profile to see whether or not you'd like to request to join the room. Now, I also add the ability to filter by certain subjects or keywords. So if maybe there's a certain keyword that you're looking for a subject, maybe it's in the list, and then you select it and you'll be able to narrow down the Hakos by that subject. Yeah, and then we click create a Hako. You present it with this form. You put in a title and 3 keywords. You hit create, it will generate a unique URL that you can then copy or click to share to Twitter. Now, when you join your Hako, it looks like this. We have the title here at the top. You can leave with a leave button. We have open menu for some more options. We got text chat here to the right. On the left, there's a column with the countdown timer. Countdown when the next break session happens, again, like 15 minutes after the hour. You can copy the URL again, and you can click to share to Twitter. When someone clicks your link, they don't automatically join your room. They're going to be requesting to join your room, so they'll show up under pending. You can click their username to open up Twitter or GitHub, depending on where they logged in with, to check out the profile to see whether you'd like to approve or deny them. Now, if you do approve them and they turn out to be a terrible person, you can always ban them and kick them out your room. Now, you as the owner of the Hako, only you can share your screen. Because again, the point of the Hako is for you to get help or feedback on the thing that you're working on. I think by being able to share your screen with everyone, they'll be able to see what you're seeing, and you can provide the context for them to get you the help or feedback on the thing that you're working on. Now, like I mentioned, the way you communicate through the Hako, there's a text chat. You put your message here towards the bottom, hit send, and it'll add it to the list of messages. Now, I also added the ability to enable audio chat. So anybody who has their audio chat enabled will be able to speak to and hear each other. But don't worry for the folks who don't have audio chat enabled. They'll still be able to follow along because what people are saying will be turned into text and put into the text chat. Now, I also have the opposite available where you enable text to speech. So if you're not looking at the text chat, you'll still be able to follow along because messages put into the text chat would be read out aloud by your browser. And yeah, again, you can check out all the different Hakos that have been created. And that is it. Nice. Let me get y'all back to work so I can get these stuff printed. So hopefully when we come back 15 minutes after the hour, you'll hear the machines going. I want to work on some coding for the application that I'm going to be loading these on there, and so that the client can check it out and hopefully make some orders. So full circle. So I'm going to try and get all that stuff done, and I want to get that done today, hopefully. Well, parts of it. I don't know if I can get all of it done today, but definitely this week, I want to be able to kind of launch the application and send it to them so they can go and order and stuff. So yeah, that's my plan. All right. So hopefully you've got a plan and you got something you want to work on. But yeah, so 45 minutes. Well, 15 minutes after the hour. I was kind of late because I was working on stuff. But we'll come back 15 minutes after the hour. We'll take a look at something I found interesting on the internet. But till then, I wish you much productivity. This here is Anthony Cruz, aka A Butta. The track is called Thank You. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you 15 minutes after the hour. All right, y'all be easy. Peace.
I want to say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I want to say thank you for being there when the brother had nowhere to turn to. You were there, and I feel like hell. And everybody says hell. We spread love like hell. I want to say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong,